I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go from Iowa. Cody the Dominator Burke and Richie Joplin on the front row. Clay Kirchenbauer, Randy Sample in the second. Vic Brown, Austin Ruskoff have the third row. Jacob Morgan, Kirk Marble in the fourth. Patrick Pieper and Justin Swafford rounding out the top 10. Mark D'Antuma starting in 11th next to Chad Ragsdale. Malachi Martin in 13th. Jason McCott in 14th. Tyler Ott in 15th. Richard Cragen at 16th, William Mann Jr., Jeremy Queener, Colby Whipple, and Ryan McDaniel round out the top 20. Bradley James starting at 21st, next to Joshua Rudolph in 22nd, Brian Hewitt in 23rd, Larry Waits in 24th, and David Lutz rounding out the 25-car field here in Iowa. Hey, good evening, Irish, cheering on Richard Cragen tonight. All the drivers getting on the grid. It looks like David Lux may not be taking the grid. He has had some connection issues here lately. And Chad Ragsdale did not take to the grid. Big surprise that Ragsdale did not take the grid. Hopefully he'll be able to get in, get started from pit road here in a minute, not lose a lap. All the drivers get the signal. We're going green next time by. $180 laps. They have 5 extra sets of tires. The tire wear on the new asphalt has been really good. No extreme tire wear. So strategy is going to be a big key here tonight. Looking at roughly 50 laps on a tank of fuel. Some saying they could go 2 or 3 more laps. Some a couple laps less. Here we go. Pace car is in. The green flag flies. They are underway in Iowa. And off into turn 1. Richie Joplin pulls ahead of Cody. Drag race down the back straightaway to see who's going to lead lap 1. Cody sends it deep into 3 and 4. It's going to be close. At the line, Richie Joplin will lead lap 1. Meanwhile, back behind, still a lot of side, but whoa! Richie got a little bit loose out of 2. A lot of side-by-side action still. Everybody trying to get settled in. They know they've got a lot of laps to turn here tonight. Trying to find any rhythm they can here early. Cody Burke led last time by and has the fastest lap so far. Richie Joplin still holds on to second. Larry Waits has had a problem back behind. He's got it gathered up. We will not see the caution. But let's see what happened to Larry. There's Larry coming out of turn 4, and as soon as he makes the transition to the old pavement, gets loose and mows the lawn a little bit. I don't think he'll be the last one to do it tonight. Cody Burke has already pulled a 1.3 second lead. Richie Joplin already almost 8/10 of a second ahead of Clay, but coming out of 4, Clay started closing the gap just a little bit. Austin Ruskoff now up into 4th, Vic Brown in 5th. Top 6 or 7 have all gone single file for the moment, but back behind, 8th on back is really a fight. Randy Sample currently in 7th, Jacob Morgan on the bottom in 8th, Kirk Marble in the 16 car up top in 9th, Mark Dantuma in 10th, Justin Swafford in 11th. Great to see Swafsky back on track. Richard Cragen is on the move, already up 4 spots into 12th. Tyler Ott up 2 spots into 13th. Jeremy Cleaner up 4 spots into 14th. Bradley James up 4 spots into 17th. Brian Hewitt up 4 spots into 19th. So we've got some movers here early. This group starting to settle this out just a little bit. Randy Sample now holds on to 7th, but Kirk on his bumper. Jacob Morgan still side by side with Mark Dantuma. Jacob gets the better run out of turn 4. Surprisingly, it's usually that high line, but Kirk Marble has gotten alongside Randy Sample up top. Patrick Pieper up in 6th, up 3 spots, just ahead of that battle. Austin Ruskoff in 4th, staying on Clay's bumper. Vic Brown not far behind. Richie Joplin in 2nd has started to close the gap on Cody. Cody's lead hovering at about 1 second at the moment. Still a lot of battling going on back here around 9th place on back. Randy Sample pulled up into 8th. Mark the Man Dantuma now in 9th. Jacob Morgan in 10th. Tyler Ott up 3 spots into 12th. Cragen has slipped back to 13th for the moment. Wiener still holding on in 14th. William Mann Jr. starting to move. He's now up into 16th, but Colby Whipple is on his bumper. Jacob Morgan now battling with Swafford. Jacob on the bottom, Swafford up top. And it looks like Justin Swafford, well, he may have kissed the wall there. He was starting to pull ahead, but now he's lost some ground. And Tyler Ott under attack. Here comes Cragen again. Cody Burke continues to lead, holding that lead by about 1 to 1.1 seconds over Richie. Richie back to Clay, 2.5 seconds at the moment. Cody and Richie took off at the start of this and haven't looked back. Both of these drivers at this moment want it to stay green flag. They have checked out. Bradley James right now is the biggest mover, up 7 spots into 14th. James closing the gap on Richard Cragen at 13. Bradley did not get a good qualifying run, but that doesn't seem to have mattered at all. Justin Swafford starting to move as well. He looks underneath Mark Dantuma, trying to take 10th place. Looks like he's going to get it. Tyler Ott now on the attack underneath Dantuma. And Cragen right there on their bumper. Exactly what Bradley James wants to see ahead of him. Bradley is closing in. In fact, at the moment, Bradley James is the fastest car on track. Even faster at the moment than the Dominator. Tire wear after 22 laps starting to show a bit. Cody Burke's fastest lap at 23.08. Last time by 24.18. So over a second a lap slower. The upshot, though, to the new tarmac is, despite the tire wear slowing down, a lot of the drivers have said the handling's still really good, even on those older, worn-out tires. However, once the tires wear, a new problem exists. As the drivers come on and off that new asphalt, different parts of the car have different amounts of grip, and we've seen it a couple times over the last week. Those front tires get all that grip, while the rear tires just don't, and the car can get loose. The opposite also happens coming off there. We've seen more loose off out of 2, but it has appeared to have fixed turn 4 a bit. We used to see everybody have problems coming out of turn 4 here. Seeing a lot less cars go through the infield. Bradley James now on the attack underneath Dantuma. Now 8 spots into 13. Justin Swafford, meanwhile, has made his way up to 9. And Patrick Pieper has lost some ground. He is now in 8th. Meanwhile, Austin Ruskoff is now up into 3rd. He is 4 seconds behind Richie, but at the moment, he is a bit faster. Hey, good evening, Gerald. How are you? Vic Brown now in 4th. Kirk Marble in 5th. Kirk, another one that's been moving forward since the drop. Tyler Ott just got into the top 10, currently running in 10th. He is up 5 spots, and he is closing in on the 2 cars ahead, Justin Swafford and Patrick Pieper. Richie Joplin about 1.7 seconds behind the Dominator, and Burke is about to be in lap traffic already. Larry Waits did have that problem earlier, went through the infield. You know he's wanting a caution to get him back into the fight. Now the drivers do have enough tire sets, they could do 30 lap runs. This is one of the few tracks that a fresh set of tires will gain you a whole lot of ground. And I have seen a couple of drivers short pit, come in early or come in right on a schedule and make up a ton of ground, make up everything they lost. It has been a while since I've seen anybody try it. Austin went really high through 1 and 2. Bradley James up to 12th. Richard Cragen right behind in 13th. And we saw Larry Waits duck into pit road. He is on his way back out. Does look like a bit of a long stop. He has 4 tires and fuel and rolls off pit road. And he's about to have the most fun you can have racing. He's the only car on track on a set of fresh Goodyears. He'll be closing the gap on Richie in the blink of an eye. Big Brown currently holds on to 5th. Ruskoff has slipped all the way back to 6th. Remember just a moment ago, Austin was sitting in 3rd. Let's see if we can see what happened to him. Oh, looked like Austin kissed the wall at a 2. Just lost enough momentum. He goes up the track. Vic gets by. Kirk gets by, and eventually Randy gets by. Cody's lead has extended now to 2.5 seconds over Richie. Kirk Marble in 3rd is starting to close the gap on 2nd place. Richie Joplin, that kiss to the wall out of 4 though, did cost him. Randy Sample back behind in 4th, Vic Brown in 5th. Blake Kirchenbauer back into 6th. Austin Ruskoff in 7th, but he may lose that as Swafford is going by. Justin Swafford now to 7th. Tyler Ott back in 9th, looking to follow Swafford through. Patrick Pieper back in 10th. Jacob Morgan in 11th. Bradley James now up into 12th. Richard Cragen in 13th. Jeremy Queener in 14th. William Mann Jr. has 15th. Mark Dantuma continues to slip. He is back into 16th. Malachi Martin in 17th. Jason McCall in 18th. Colby Whipple currently in 19th. Brian Hewitt in 20th. Joshua Rudolph in 21st. Ryan in 22nd. Larry Waits in 23rd. Colby Whipple is coming in. Now remember, he had at least another 6 to 7 laps of fuel, but he is going to try and take advantage of being the first car back on track with fresh tires. Kirchenbauer lost a little ground in the early going. He is now back into 6th, and Swafford is closing in, bringing Tyler Ott with him. Speaking of moving, look at this. Bradley James still in the attack, battling with Jacob Morgan for 10th. Richard Cragen continuing to follow Bradley toward the front. Cragen now up into 12th. Patrick Pieper is on pit road. I would expect here in about 3 to 4 laps, we're going to see a big run of cars heading in. Top 10 is kind of spread out at this point. The field's starting to get a little bit of gaps between them. And there goes Cragen. Cragen takes 11th from Jacob Morgan. Jacob tried to cross back. Looked like Cragen may have gotten a little loose out of turn 4. Almost came down into Jacob. Both of them, though, hold on to it. While that was happening, William Mann Jr. and Jeremy Queener closing back up on him. Joshua Rudolph just completed his pit stop. Ryan McDaniel just got lapped and almost got the outside wall. He was trying to stay out of the way of the leader. Here they come. Richie Joplin heads in. Randy Sample also coming in along with Clay Kirchenbauer. Patrick Pieper on fresh tires, just got one of his laps back. Cody, meanwhile, is starting to lap more of the field as Jeremy Queener is in. Brian Hewitt in right behind. Richie Joplin, Randy Sample on the way out. And the leader is on pit road. Cody Burke is in. We did see Sunday night, Burke had a little problem with pit road. I'm willing to bet he put in extra practice to make sure he hit the right turn tonight. Bradley James also in, as is Malachi Martin. Ryan McDaniel coming in. Oh! Kirk Marble gets the wall. Well, we did say it was going to happen. Let's take a look. There's Kirk coming through 3 and 4. Thankfully, he has a faster pair. He gets down low, but just carries too much. And he finds the speed cone at the end of pit road. Jacob Morgan has just gone to the lead. Looks like he may be setting up to come in. But he did get scored, leading a lap. Pit entry chaos is a really good description. Cody Burke will reclaim the lead here in a moment. Richie in second. Pieper, remember, came in a couple laps earlier. He is now in third. Colby Whipple also came in a couple laps early. He is back into up to 8th. Kurt Marble did manage to overcome that pit road mistake. He is now up to 6th. As Cody Burke goes by, he's starting to lap even more cars, including Mark Dantuma. And Dantuma had a great qualifying run, had ran himself up to the top 5 early on, but he is fading back into 17th. Jason McCall appears to have some sort of problem. Not sure what happened, but his night may be done. We'll check here in a moment. Jason McCall is out of the race. First car officially out of the night. And something has gone horribly wrong for Richard Cragen. He has slipped back into 15th and just lost a lap. Take a look and see if Richard had a problem on pit road. Oh, Cragen was big loose. Coming through 3 and 4, a big drift. He does get it back up on track, but man, the guy who was charging early lost a lot of ground. All right, folks, we have been 61 laps so far, all green flag. First round of green flag pit stops has been completed. A third of the way through this. These guys are flying tonight. Now the big question has to be, and we want to hear your response in the comment, will they go green flag to the finish? Clay Kirchenbauer battling with Patrick Pieper. That's the battle for 5th. Clay, it does have the fresher tires. Speaking of fresher tires, Colby Whipple is way up high. I was about to talk about how far Colby Whipple had come, but he just slipped back into 12th. See if Whipple can maybe fight his way back to the front. His strategy was good, and he's definitely had the speed all night long. But it appears his luck is just not here tonight. Bradley James continuing his march to the front. He is now 12 spots into ninth. The sun is going down and you're starting to see the lights come on here at Iowa. And nobody commented, guys, do you think we'll be green flag to the finish? Let's run through the field right quick and see where your favorite drivers are. And bonus points if you cheer for your driver as we call his name. Cody the Dominator Berg out front, qualified on the pole and started checking out right off the bat. He has got a 6 1/4 second lead over Richie Joplin. Richie held pace with him for quite a while, but has lost some ground. Berg did have a faster pit stop. Richie trying to fight his way back. Kurt Marble now up into third despite that pit road catastrophe. Randy Sample quietly holds on to fourth. Patrick Pieper now in fifth. But he has Clay Kirchenbauer and Justin Swofford right there, and Swofford's looking underneath Clay. Couldn't get it this time. It is great to have Swofford back in the field, and man, he is tearing it up tonight. Vic Brown still holds on to 8th. Quiet, consistent run. What we've come to expect from him. He'll be a championship contender as this season goes on. Bradley James had a bad qualifying run. Started in 21st. Hasn't mattered a bit. Is up to 9th. Austin Ruskoff currently runs in 10th. Had problems during that first run. Trying to fight back. Tyler Ott right behind him has been moving up all night long as well. He is up 4 spots into 11. Jeremy Queener, another one who's been quietly marching toward the front all night. Up 6 spots, now into 12th. Also on the move, William Mann Jr. up 4 spots into 13th. Colby Whipple holds 14th at the moment of 5 spots. A slightly different strategy, so we're going to see him in soon. That first pit stop, that short pit, helped him a lot. Could see the short pit strategy really pay off tonight. Mark Dantum had a great qualifying run, but really faded during that first run. He made his way back up into 15th. Can he make up more ground? Actually, at the moment, Dantum had one of the fastest cars on track. Richard Cragen had problems through 3 and 4 a couple laps ago and slipped back to 16th. Cragen was marching early on. I think we'll be seeing more of him as the night goes on. Malachi Martin early in 17th. Malachi having a good run here tonight. He's lost some ground here early, but he is looking fast in this second run. Jacob Morgan has had some significant issues. Looks like Jacob was very slow on pit road. He was almost 10 seconds slower than the rest of the field in total time on pit road. He has slipped back to 18. Brian Hewitt now 4 spots into 19th, closing in on Jacob. And Ryan McDaniel currently holds on to 20th, trying to close back up on Hewitt. But Joshua Rudolph in 21st is closing in on him. And Larry Waite started the night going through the infield, now trying to fight his way back toward the front. Coming up on lap 80, and this is where things are going to start getting pretty interesting. Colby Whipple's first pit stop was on lap 42. He has made up a lot of ground due to that short pit strategy tonight. If he keeps that going and continues to make up the same amount of ground, he's going to be up there fighting in the top 5 in a couple of pit stops. Patrick Pieper pitted on lap 44 the first time. We'll see him in here in about 7 or 8 laps. A short pit strategy did help him a little. Not as much as it did Whipple, but he's still got a chance to make up some ground here. But it does look like Pieper has his hands full. Vic Brown starting to peek underneath. That's more than a peek. Vic gets one heck of a run through 3 and 4. Pieper has the advantage on exit. Up top has the momentum. But Vic Brown has about 9 lap fresher tires. And Vic Brown clears into 7. Oh, man, Pieper gave Vic a little bump down the front stretch. Vic got a little bit out of shape, but saved it. All right, will we see Whipple in this time? Doesn't look like he's slowing down yet. Looks like he may be changing the strategy up there. We'll see if he comes in next time by. Cody Burke out front continues to dominate. His lead 8.5 seconds over Richie. And Richie and Cody may be in trouble. Kirk Marble still in the attack. He is closing the gap on Richie, 1.25 seconds back. Randy Sample just sits there in 4th. He's gaining a little ground on the cars ahead. Randy Sample is, Larry Waits is on pit road. Randy Sample, just a very consistent driver. One of the guys you don't talk about a whole lot until suddenly at the end of the race, he's up in the top 5 or the top 3. And it looks like he's going to do it again here tonight. Swafford's charge continues. He is now up into 5th. Colby Whipple still has not come in yet. And it looks like, yep, he is coming in now. Whipple changed the strategy up just a little bit on this run, went a couple laps further. And when will we see Patrick Beeper in? If his strategy holds, he'll be coming in this time by. Gerald, they have 5 sets of tires as Kirk Marble has just caught up. Most of the drivers set around 50 laps on a tank of fuel tonight. We have seen some go as far as 52. Pieper is coming in. And Jacob Morgan was actually able to stretch it to 54. Pieper is on pit road. Colby Whipple back out on track. And blasting by the other cars with those 4 fresh Goodyears. Lap 51, so I expect him around lap 102 to 103. Richie Joplin came in on lap 49, so we could see him here in about 5 laps. Should see the bulk of the drivers in about 4 laps. Will we see any more problems on pit road tonight? Just over halfway through, we've been green flag. As Kirk Marble is taking second, Richie still fighting back on the bottom. The lap car of Ryan McDaniel about to come into play. Kirk slips by, takes second. That battle, though, cost him a lot. Cody Burke extended his lead to 11.3 seconds. Clay Kirchenbauer is on pit road. Colby Whipple on those fresh tires, monstering through the field right now. Patrick Pieper also on that same track, both of them trying to make up some ground here. Meanwhile, Cody Burke continues to lap other cars. Currently 10 cars on the lead lap. Kirk Marble in second, now 11.5 seconds behind the leader. But last time by, he was faster than Cody as Bradley James is in. And Bradley has just been monstering his way through the field all night long. Cody Burke better hope they don't get a caution, because if Bradley James ends up in the top 5 when After a caution, he could be in trouble. Richie Joplin is on his way in. Does appear Richie extended that fuel run by a couple of laps. Joshua Rudolph has also come to pit road. Richard Cragen has had a problem back behind. The leader is in. Jeremy Queener is also in. Richie Joplin in. Cragen is still rolling. See if we can see what happened. There's Cragen in the 6, and he gets loose out of 2. Hard on the brakes, gives the inside wall a little love tap, and gets rolling again. Man, what a heartbreak. Hey, good evening, David. How are you? And the field is coming in. Kirk Marble, Justin Swafford, Tyler Ott, William Mann Jr., Malachi Martin, Austin Ruskoff, Mark Dantumo, all on pit road. Vic Brown giving up the lead. He is coming in with Ryan McDaniel. This is likely to cycle right back to Cody Burke. Jacob Morgan tried to come to pit road. He has had a problem. He does have it saved. Back on track. Let's see what happened. There's Jacob in the 24, coming through 3 and 4. Sets it up to come to pit road, but like we talked about in pre-race, so easy to go to the wrong side of the wall. Cody Burke has reclaimed the lead. Patrick Pieper now in second, 15 seconds behind. Gerald splitting the difference on what's left out here would be a really good idea. Kirk Marble in third. No, he has moved to second. Just took second place from Patrick Pieper. He is 15 and a half seconds behind Burke. But prior to pit stops, he was gaining ground on Cody. Just under 70 laps to go. Can he make up a 15.4 second deficit? Randy Sample quietly in fourth. Clay currently runs in fifth. But right behind Clay, here comes Bradley James. Richie Joplin currently has 6th, Bradley in 7th. Swafford back in 8th, Vic Brown in 9th, Jeremy Queener in 10th. And so far, Whipple's strategy is working. He is now at 7 spots into 12th. Toby Whipple on a path to Whipple and Nene his way to the top 5. Patrick Pieper on a similar strategy currently holds on to 4th as Sample has just taken 3rd. Bradley James is fading a little bit. He did come in a couple laps earlier, lap 99. Clay Kirchenbauer now in 6th, but Swafford on the attack. Justin Swafford now to 6th. Clay moves back to 7th. Bradley James currently in 8th. Bradley James trying to hold on. The leader is on his bumper. Yep, Gerald, that'd be about right. Yep. Bradley James still fighting to maintain the lead lap. Really making Burke work for it here. Oh, Bradley gets the wall. Cody Burke now puts 7th place Clay Kirchenbauer a lap down, leaving only 6 cars on the lead lap, and Justin Swafford, Richie Joplin just ahead. Kirk Marble in 2nd is closing the gap. It's now down to about 14.9 seconds. He's moving forward, but he's going to have to pick up the pace. Tyler Ott, another one that's been moving up all night long. Up 5 spots into 10. Right behind him, Jeremy Queener now at 7 spots into 11th. William Mann Jr. up 5 spots into 12th. Austin Ruskoff has slipped back to 13th. Colby Whipple still up 5 spots into 14th. And actually, Whipple, if he continues his strategy, would be in the next 2 to 3 laps. And that has really paid off for him so far tonight. I hope it continues to work for him. Whipple does need to stretch it a couple more laps to make sure he has the fuel. But everybody in this field will make it on one more stop. Marble in second has now lost some ground again. He is 15.2 seconds behind the leader. And bear in mind, the laps around here right now, 24.3 seconds a lap. As Cody Burke closes in on 6th place Richie Joplin, we may come down to the end of this race with only a handful of cars on the lead lap. Bradley James currently in 7th is also close. Caution! The caution is out, the first caution of the night. And it appears it is within the fuel window. And I'm not 100% sure what the caution is for. We're going to take a look. As everybody is coming in, and Ryan McDaniel looks heavily damaged. Alright, let's see what happened with Ryan. Coming out of turn 4. Heads off into 1 and 2, down to the bottom. He kisses the wall down the back straightaway. Richard Cragen just ahead does have some nose damage still. Might have gone a little too far back trying to figure this out. Ryan had a run on Cragen, goes deep into 3 and 4. Oh, they have heavy contact on the front stretch. And both cars get torn up. Taking a look from another angle here. A close call a moment before. With Kirk Marble. Dragging on the bottom. Ryan closing in. A lot of sparks flying from ahead. Backing it up just a hair here. Alright, dragging underneath Ryan as they come off 4. Ryan comes down as Cragen comes up. They meet in the middle, then they meet the wall. And the green flag is already back out. Cody Burke continues to lead. Randy Sample battling for second with Kirk Marble. This is their one shot. They've got to keep Cody within striking distance. Kirk fights back on the high side into turn 1. Patrick Pieper now up to 4th. Remember, everybody was on pit road. Everybody can go the distance from here. Worth noting, Bradley James now up into 7th. Colby Whipple's strategy continues to work flawlessly. He is now up into 11th. Mark Dantuma has also recovered dramatically. He is back up into the top 10. Kirk Marble in second, just about 0.6 of a second behind. Ryan McDaniel has had another problem. He has towed it to pit road. We will not see the caution. All right, Ryan had just gotten the car fixed. Comes out of turn 4. Not the first time we've seen that tonight. Loose out of 4, slides through the infield and gets the wall hard. Gerald, you may very well be right on that one. These 900 horsepower beasts coming off that new asphalt onto the old concrete. They do spin the tires just a little bit. If you're not ready for it, that back end's going around. Bradley James currently in 7th, hunting down Patrick Pieper. Colby Whipple in 11th, hunting down Mark Dantuma. Blake Kirchenbauer has lost a lot of ground. He has slipped back into 12th. Brian Hewitt still not on the lead lap, but he is still fighting. He is up 5 spots into 18th. But Richard Cragen right on his bumper. Colby Whipple has come in. This is unexpected. I'm not sure what benefit Whipple would get from pit road right now. He is getting 4 tires and fuel. Like I said, I don't know why Whipple came in, but that is devastating. He had fought his way almost into the top 10 tonight. Several cars did manage to get back to the lead lap. We've got 11 cars on the lead lap now. Well, Gerald, I do hope we see you back tomorrow night. Put some ice on it. like right before the race, just freeze your hands. Larry Waits is coming to pit road. Does look like several cars may not have come to pit road under the caution and are now ducking back in. Tyler Ott, currently in 12th, is closing the gap on Clay Kirchenbauer. William Mann Jr. currently in 13th. Bradley James, I believe that was Bradley James that just rode it down the wall out of 4. Now Jacob Morgan is in. I think some of the drivers stayed out. I think some of them stayed out to reclaim the lead lap or to get track position, but I don't think that strategy is going to pay off. We get another caution. Everything may change. Speaking of change, one big change here. Cody Burke is not running away with it. Kirk Marble about 0.7 of a second back. Randy Sample now in 3rd, just over a second back from Kirk, but matching his pace. Justin Swafford now up into 4th. Richie Joplin currently in 5th, Pieper in 6th, James in 7th, Vic Brown having a great run, now up into 8th, Jeremy Queener in 9th, and Mark Dantuma back into the top 10. Great recovery for Dantuma. It slipped back as far as 17th. Clay Kirchenbauer is in. Jacob Morgan trying to get by the leader, get one of his laps back here. Kirk Marble still right within striking distance. One thing's for sure here, these lap cars like Jacob Morgan getting up here and going past Cody, they are slowing Burke down, allowing Kirk to get closer. Randy Sample still about 1.1 seconds back, but those lap cars are going to help him as well. Joshua Rudolph on pit road. Mark Dantuma is coming in. Justin Swafford back and forth, gaining a little ground on Randy. Richie Joplin, Patrick Pieper battling for 5th. And whoa, that gets close. They were just waving at each other. Jeremy Queener is now on pit road. Brian Hewitt is now up into 18th. He was battling with Cragen a moment ago, but it looks like Cragen may be having connection problems. No, Richie is not shy. Cody is starting to put a little more space between him and Kirk. Patrick Pieper, Richie Joplin going at it again, but they've got a couple of friends now. Bradley James is right there. Tyler Ott in 9th, right behind him. Ott not on the lead lap, but he still holds on to 9th. Now, Gerald, it looked like a lot of them didn't come in under the caution. Vic Brown giving up 8th. He is coming in. Cody Burke's lead now 9/10 of a second over Kurt. Randy Sample in 3rd. Is the fastest car on track at the moment and closing the gap on Kirk. Could Randy Sample be the driver to end Cody Burke's win streak? Well, Gerald, I think some of them may have been right on the edge and decided to stay out. That's the best I can figure. The night air may have cooled it off just enough to burn a few extra laps of fuel off. But all the drivers that came in under the caution, which now includes everybody in the top 10, should be able to go the distance. And this could very well be William Mann Jr.'s best finish in C12 Motorsports so far. Currently running in 9th. Trying to close the gap on 8th place, Tyler Ott. Bradley James has moved up into 6th and is now right on Richie's bumper. Cody Burke, meanwhile, has started to pull away. The lead now 1.5 seconds. And Kirk Marble may have a problem. Randy Sample has caught him. And at the moment, Randy is the fastest car on the lead lap. May very well be the fastest car on track at the moment. Actually, the fastest car at the moment is Mark Dantuma, having pitted just a few moments ago. And here we go, Randy Sample looking underneath. He's going to take second easily. Oh, we've got a car around down to turn 2. The caution is out. Jeremy Queener gets caught up. Only our second caution of the night. Let's see what happened. There's Jeremy Queener coming into turn 1 and 2. Oh! Looks like Dan Tuma may have just barely tapped him. Dialing up the chopper camera, let's see. Mark gets a huge run, just barely gets into him, and Queener has one heck of a hit. And it looks like Kirk Marble is going to come off pit road with the lead. Looks like the top 4 or 5 took right sides only. Let's see if we can get a word with Kirk. Hey Kirk, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey, what's up?
Hey dude, you got the lead now. Question is, can you hold off everybody behind?
I'm going to try really hard, Doug, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do it.
I have to ask, you came in, looks like you only got fuel on that stop.
I got right side tires.
Well, that's definitely going to change the handling of the car. What are you expecting on the restart?
Well, if it's any looser than 4 cold tires, it's going to be trouble.
Well, man, I hope it works for you. You've had a heck of a run, overcoming the pit road incident, everything kind of going your way tonight.
Yeah, been a pretty all right night.
Well, man, great job so far. Good luck in the final laps.
Thanks, sir.
Kirk Marble has the lead, but look who's in second. Bradley James. It does look like the top 3 took right sides only. 4th place Cody Burke and 5th place Justin Swafford took 4. Randy Sample in 6th. Right sides only, and the rest of the top 10, 4 tires and fuel. Yep, Gerald, I do believe they did just barely, excuse me, just barely touch. All right, here we go. Only a handful of laps left. Pace car ducks in. And the green flag flies, 6 to go, and Iowa. Kirk quickly shoots clear of everybody. Bradley James in second. Burke is already to third. Will right side tires be enough? Have a good night, Irish. Caution is back out. Clay Kirchenbauer involved. And Bradley James involved. Randy Sample also involved. Bradley just gets loose, almost had it saved. Keeper had nowhere to go. Richie Joplin gets caught up in it as well. Taking a look from another angle, there you see Bradley was loose. Burke slips underneath, and as soon as he gets it straightened out, Keeper had nowhere to go, and man, it all went wrong. Bradley James, Randy Sample, two of the faster cars out here tonight, both caught up. However, both of them were able to get to pit road. That's going to put Randy Sample in 6th, Bradley James back in 7th. And it's going to be a 2-lap shootout. Can Kirk Marble on 2 tires hold off the Dominator on 4? Justin Swafford now has 3rd, Tyler Ott in 4th, William Mann Jr. in 5th. Also, Austin Ruskoff has fought his way into the top 10. Clay Kirchenbauer now in 12th. Dan Tuma's on pit road. Kirk trying to keep them tires warm and clean. We have had 4 races so far this season. Cody Burke has won 3 of them, and Kirk Marble won the 4th. It's worth noting Cody Burke, Justin Swafford, and Tyler Ott all have 4 tires. Tyler Ott up 11 spots into 4th. William Mann Jr. up 12 spots into 5th. And here we go, 2 laps to go at Iowa. Pace car dives in. The green flag flies. Kirk Marble gets away. For the moment, Cody slides into 2nd. Swafford couldn't get the run underneath as they are all side by side behind. Here they come through 3 and 4. The white flag flies. No! Yes, the white flag will stay out. Austin Ruskoff had an incident a moment ago. Kirk Marble has the lead as they come down the backstretch. Into 3 and 4. Does he have enough to hold him off? Burke looks low. He can't get there. Kirk Marble wins at Iowa. What a finish Cody Burke coming home in second. And what about Tyler Ott up 12 spots into third? Let's take a quick look at Austin Ruskoff's incident. Austin back behind. Holy cow! Vic Brown got the better run into three. And they both end up in the wall. Kirk Marble is gonna celebrate. And let's see if we can talk to our top three. Tyler, man, one heck of a run tonight.
Holy cow, did I get lucky tonight.
Well, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, but man, I wouldn't call that all luck. You picked up 12 spots, one of the biggest movers of the night.
Yeah, I was trying to not lose it on fresh tires because they're so slippery when they're cold, and got really lucky with those cautions. And I mean, I was 10th with 20 to go.
Well, man, it definitely all fell in your favor, but I have to say, I watched you throughout the night. You were flying through there. You had a ton of speed, and back on the podium, man, it's been a while. You need to celebrate.
Thanks, Doug.
Cody Burke coming home in second. Dominator, I'm wondering what's going on, buddy. That's twice in the last week you haven't won.
Yeah, Iowa has not been my friend.
It definitely hasn't, but you still managed to pull off another podium, and most guys would not complain.
No, it was still a good race. It was just bad timing on cautions. I should have taken 2 tires there at the end, but I didn't think 4 cars would. And then I was hoping those last, 7, 8, 9 laps would have been green flag laps. But hey, it is what it is. Kurt did a really good job. He was good on long runs. I could kind of gain a few seconds on him, say the first 10 laps, but he could reel me back in those last 15 or so laps. So no, he was good and deserved that one.
Well, man, still a heck of a run tonight, and honestly, if this had stayed green, you had, like, the top 5 were the only ones left on the lead lap. You were unstoppable if we didn't get a caution.
I was hoping that's how it would go, but hey, racing's racing. You never know when those caution flags will fly, so we'll try to get them again next week.
Well, great job, buddy.
Thank you.
And finally, our winner, Kirk Marble. Kirk, man, you didn't think you could do it, but you did.
I think I need to go to the casino.
Take me with you. Man,
So,
that
yeah,
was that 2-tire strategy was gutsy.
It was gutsy, but I saw a couple people going with it with me, and I was hoping they could be like a moving roadblock.
Well, it definitely helped having the other cars up there, but man, you were fast all night. You were better than Cody on the long run. Everything kind of went your way, and those late cautions definitely helped.
Oh yeah, anytime I can beat Cody, I'll definitely take that.
It is your second win of the season. You're the only other multi-time winner.
It kind of sounds good.
It does. Man, great job tonight. Heck of a run and heck of a final couple laps.
All right, thanks, Doug. I'll see you next week.
Kirk Marble seemed kind of shocked that he came home in victory lane. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Hope y'all had as much fun as we did. Don't forget, tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern, Home Motorsports is back. We'll see you then. Have a great night, everybody.